But as Europe's hunger grew, so did its plans. Africa was no longer a place to pass, it became a place to control. How did trade become control? Trade started at the coast. Europeans built forts to protect their goods. The Portuguese built Elmina Castle in 1482. It was meant for gold. But over time, it became a hub for capturing and exporting African people. As more ships came, trade shifted. Europeans offered weapons, cloth, and metal in exchange for captives. African leaders traded prisoners from rival groups. This deepened tensions. And wars became profitable. The more Europe gained, the less they needed to play fair. They made deals that tricked local rulers. Treaties were signed, often without clear understanding. Once signed, they were used as proof of European ownership. Some African leaders welcomed the trade, others resisted. Either way, Europe used both cooperation and conflict to tighten its grip. They put one group against another. They sold weapons to both sides. Not only that, but they created problems, then offered to solve them. This was the beginning of divide and conquer. Europe was no longer just trading. They were positioning themselves for control. What tools did Europe use to take over? By the 1800s, Europe had new tools. The Industrial Revolution gave them machines, weapons, and speed. The Maxim was the first automatic machine weapon. It gave small armies the power to wipe out thousands. African warriors had bravery and skill, but they faced firepower they could not match. But weapons weren't the only advantage. Europe also gained a way to survive Africa's diseases. Quinine changed everything. Before quinine, malaria killed Europeans who tried to explore inland. With quinine, they survived. Now they could reach deep into Africa and stay there. Steamships could sail upriver. Rivers that once protected kingdoms now brought soldiers and supplies straight to the center. Railroads were built not to connect Africans, but to move what was taken from farms and the earth to the sea. Europe needed control over information too. That's where the telegraph came in. It made it easy to send orders across long distances. Leaders in London or Paris could command armies and manage colonies with just one message. Africa had fought outsiders before. But this time the outsiders had machines, maps, and a mission.
That's a wrap, History Seekers. Catch the full story on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.